Okay. Hello. Where are we? Hey. Hello, guys. How are we going? Hey, Sunju. Hey, Francois. Let's just get this. Ba-bum-bum. Boink. There we are. Hello, Chaos. Alright. For it. Okay, now the the 500 subscriber deadline is coming up quite quickly. We really need to get a move on this fucking. I say we really need. I need to get a move on this thing. It is it is taking so long to paint all the heraldry on this thing. I think we're getting there. We're getting there. For today, I want to finish these stripes along here, there, and there. It's not the most clean. So if I zoom this in a bit more, you can see how there's the smear here. There's a couple of bits along the edge where I've overpainted from the side panels. So probably what I want to do is block all of this in a solid lighter blue color, and then go back over it with our dark blue contrast just to bring it back into that range, and then we'll redo these symbols. Because I like the symbols, but I'm not sure if I want to have them like this or if I want to make them a lot bigger. Like, one sec. I was experimenting around a little bit with ideas on how I could do those symbols, and I was wondering if it might be better if I did like more large solid blocks of them that extend from the top of the panel down to the bottom of it. So like how like this sort of thing here. And can I get that in focus? Where's my focus? There. So do something like this instead, where that's the whole stripe. Rather than just having like the little ones floating in the middle. I don't know what would be better. Because this is going to be less clean, I think. But I think it'll make more use of the space and might look better. So I'm not 100% which way we want to go with it. Yeah. But in any case, let's finish getting my my desk set up, because I'll need to get the paper on our wet palette and get our paints out. Yes, he finally has his paintbrushes and is about to finish his first batch of Tyranids. Nice. I think this will probably be all I need for the time being. You just can't stop sneezing. you've You've inherited my curse. Hey, I was just about to say that I'm in the clear, but I can feel a tickle in my nose right now. Hang on. I thought I was free. I'm not. Why did you cursed me? You sent it back. Oh. Yeah, I thought I was no longer sick. What is happening here? I was fine when I woke up. Maybe it's the streaming. The streaming has cursed me. Oh, man. It's actually so bad. I haven't sneezed at all this morning, and now it's just like immediately I start streaming, I start sneezing. This is fucked up. This is not okay. Take it, you don't want it. I don't want it either. I just kicked this fucking cold. Okay. So I'm gonna do the stripe in Calidor Sky first. It's a light blue, but the reason I'm doing that is because I need to use a Summon blue to bring it back down to the dark blue that we started with. But Curse of Ra upon thee. Chicken soup is the cure. Maybe. I'm not a huge fan of the Curse of Ra. Maybe chicken soup is actually the most fucked up way of kicking the Curse of Ra. You cure the Curse of Ra by drinking bird soup. Or Birdman. But yeah, because the dark blue because we achieved the dark blue using a dark blue contrast, I'll need to use a solid light blue to build up the base layer and then go from there. So we'll start with the Calidor Sky, just to clean up that this stripe, and then we'll go from there. It's slightly out of focus, so let's just fix that up. There we are, that's what we want. Says the Zinch Enjoyer. Look, surely it's not a coincidence that I'm a Zinch Enjoyer and also like Ra. There's just something about bird-headed gods. What can I say? They're really cool. No? What do you mean, no? What Egyptian god are you not like? Are you going to say is cooler than Ra? Like Egypt's got some cool gods, but like Ra is just a beast. Zinch doesn't have a bird head. Zinch can have whatever head he wants. I know that his boys have bird heads, but he can give himself a bird head if he wants. Makes you feel any better? You've been home almost 2 days and you still haven't recovered from your trip. Yeah, I mean your trip seemed like that seemed intense. How far did you say you ended up driving, Francois? 6,000 Ks. Yeah, Jesus. Man, I really need to use Calidor Sky more. This is a really nice blue. Covers really well as well. I guess blues in general tend to cover nice and smoothly. But I think the pigment on this spreads a lot cleaner than the Thousand Suns blue does. Yeah, because normally when I'm trying to do an even coat on a big flat panel like this, it's quite hard to avoid the pigment splitting. But this seems to do pretty well, which is nice. I wonder if we even want to actually do a, like, go back over this in the dark blue, or if we just want to keep the Calidor Sky, because I think the Calidor Sky might give a better bit of contrast to the red for the symbols. I guess we'll see how it stands up side by side against the Thousand Suns blue. And I don't want to have too many competing blues in our scheme. So I guess we'll see how it looks once we've applied it on its own, and we'll go from there. Now, who didn't tell you building Warhammer was so relaxing? I've said this before. I think when I was building the rats, that, like, compared to painting, like, building is just so chill. It's just such a mindless activity. You can just sit there and just zone out, just scrape away at the sprues with the knives, just cut your fingers. It's great. Hello, fellow weirdos. Greetings from the dark realm of Appalachia. How you going, Aaron? How are things on your end with the storms and everything? I know last stream I accidentally thought Gavin was the one who got caught in the storm, but then I realized I was wrong. But Because I know you got hit pretty hard by the first one. How'd you fare with the second? Dry as a bone since 3 days after the first hurricane. They restored landline internet today and water service. There are still 2 sediment fields for anything but toilet water. Right, okay. Well, at least the second one didn't hit you as well. But yeah, it's at least they're getting things back together slowly. But yeah, that did look fucked up. Building the first year 3 kits, your favorite, the Interceptors or the Inceptors. On the topic of kits, does anyone know when the Warhammer Day kits are actually being released? Like the really cool ones? Because when I checked them out originally, I couldn't see a release date on them. Have they announced it yet and I just didn't see, or is it yet to be mentioned? Because I want to know when I need to wake up really early and get into the city to try to fight people for the kits. Christmas boxes will be live for pre-order sometime November. Oh, so you can pre-order them. Okay. I was worried that I was going to have to go in and just get into a fist fight in the street. No announcement yet. Your guy told you you got the best shot if you get there 10 to 20 minutes before shop opens to pre-order. So you can't pre-order online. You have to go in-store. I guess I'll call my my local shops and just see, I guess my quote-unquote local shops. I'll call the shops in the city and see if they'll allow me to do it over the over the phone. But GW being GW, even the pre-orders sell out. Right. Maybe I'll have the Australia buff, and there just won't be anyone in Brisbane who actually wants to get them, and so I'll just be able to walk in like 3 days after they've been released and just buy them off the shelf, you know? Bro is willing to kill for minis. I will. No one gets between me and my plastic. You can pre-order online, but they have a history of selling out in 5 minutes or seconds. Right. You'll draw blood to get the Dark Angels box. Yeah, for me, it's the Tau. Like, all those battle suits. Holy shit, those battle suits. Because battle suits are the coolest part about the Tau, but all the big Tau boxes are always packed out with fucking Fire Warriors and Kroot. Like, Kroot are cool, but Fire Warriors are just so, Like, I don't want to paint Fire Warriors. I just want to paint the fucking battle suits and vehicles. Ew. No way you're going ew over the Tau battle suits. Those things slap so hard. Blue bitches shoots 3 times. Look, the Tau are my boys. You cannot do this to me. Yo, how you going, Jesus? Tau battle suits are fire. Thank you, thank you. Just buy Gundam? No, no. I'm gonna say something that might upset a lot of people. Out of Mecha series, I feel like Gundam is one of my least favorites. So I think what I hate about Mecha in general is, so I love Mecha as a concept. I love the big robot. But the second you put the big robot in space, the point of it being in the shape of a person vanishes immediately. Like, the whole point of having a human-shaped robot is so that it can fight in human conditions, no? Like, you would have a humanoid robot so that it can fight planet-side. Why are you putting the fucking person in space? That is not how this works. Just use a spaceship at that point. Have mixed feelings about the Tau. Great lore, love the era of anime they're inspired by, but the painting options seem so limited. Exactly. That's why I love the battlesuit box, because the battlesuits are what I like. The battlesuits are what people love. That's why I want to get that shit. It looks so good. Grr, I'm angry. I'm unsubbing. Look, I like Mecha. I like some Gundam. So, for example, I haven't watched a lot of Gundam, but all the shit that I see of Gundam is just them in space doing big light shows, which is fine. I know that Gundam is a I know that Gundam is a good show. I just don't like the way they utilize the robots a lot. I've watched a lot of Iron-Blooded Orphans, or most of season 1, but and all the planet side stuff is really, really cool. But all the space stuff is just like, why are you in a robot in space? Like, for use of, like, Gundams, I prefer, what is it? I really like, what is it called? So, Code Geass's use of Gundam, not of Gundams, Code Geass's use of mechas, very cool, as like a planet-side military supplement. I really like the mechas in Code Geass. I really like the mechas in, is it Schwarze Merken? Again, it's just like planet-side military mechas. I like that shit. I just don't like it when they put the robots in space, you know? Hey, do you reckon we should, hang on. Honestly, we might not even need to go over this with the darker blue, because it's pretty light on the shoulder panel anyway. Cyborgs over Mecha. At first you thought Gundam was Transformers. Well, I'm pretty sure Transformers was very much inspired by Gundam. Well, actually, it was inspired by Robotech, which was a rip of I'm pretty sure Robotech was a rip of Macross and Gundam, wasn't it? Watashi wa Japanese de sayanaku kibun o... Alright, I can't read katakana. Look, I can read Japanese, but well, sorry, I can speak Japanese. I'm terrible at reading. I'm sorry. Look, if you had that in English characters, I could probably read and understand it, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna decipher that. I'm sorry. We were good until we hit the kanji. Holy shit, bro can speak Japanese. This should not be new information. Human-shaped mechs fighting in space would just end up like real people rolling all over each other like two drunk people in a mud puddle. Yeah, that's why I am not a huge fan of whenever they put the robot in space. It's like, just use a spaceship. 私はジャパニーズでさえなく気分は害しています。なぜ人間の毛はしているのですか？だってクソみたいながバタバタで良いで男のように見られたい場合はどうでしょうか？スターファイターの戦いはみたいならスター・ウォーズに行くよりも情けない。Yeah. So the I think the translation scuffled that shit up a bit, but yes, I agree. Did Kommissar miss all the times when I said when I had missed in Japan? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this should not be new information. You low-key forgot you do not speak Japanese and you're ashamed of the fact that you use Google Translate. You'd admit defeat of that alone. Look, I mean, Japanese is a hard language to... Actually, I would like to preface this. Japanese is both an easy and hard language to learn. I would say that spoken Japanese is really, really easy to learn. I don't know why, because like, when I was in high school, I did German, and I fucking sucked at German. I learnt that shit completely wrong. And German is, I feel like German is a fucked up language. It has so many rules and doesn't follow any of its own rules. I have since forgotten all of my Germans, or all of my German language skills. It's like, that language is similar-ish to English, but just so much shit doesn't follow its own rules. It's a pain. Japanese, on the other hand, it has a lot of rules when you're learning it, like on how grammar and shit works, and it follows all of its rules. So it's really easy to learn the spoken language, but the written language is a motherfucker. I hate that shit. German is kind of hot though. I mean, to each their own. But yeah, when I learnt Japanese, it kind of just replaced all of my German. It was like my brain is split into into two halves. I've got English and not English, and the more Japanese I learnt, the less the less German I spoke. It's like it's gotten to the point where like if I sit down and try really hard to formulate a sentence in German, I'll get to the end and be like, "Fuck yeah, I did it!" And then I'll realize that I've like snuck Japanese words in the middle of it. Want to speak, can only speak a little bit of German, want to learn more to be fluent. Horrible at French though. Yeah, I mean, I feel like German is definitely a more useful language to speak than Japanese. In everyday life, you will probably encounter more German speakers than Japanese speakers. But at the same time, it's like it's just down to whatever you're interested in. It's like the thing with both of them though is unless you're going to their respective countries, you're not really going to use it much anyway, because both German, like especially German people that you encounter outside of Germany, they are pretty much guaranteed to speak fluent English. It's just how it works. And I guess in that regard, if you're going to be going to Japan, you're probably better off learning Japanese just because a lot of people in Japan don't speak English. So you get value out of it there. I feel like the Japanese were like, how can we make this language as needlessly complex as possible? Oh, I know, different numbers based on what you're describing. Oh, you don't like counters? You don't like counters, Aaron? I mean, they've got the generic ones of hitotsu, futatsu, mitsu, yotsu, so on, so on. And like, you can use them and people know what you're saying. So like, when in doubt, you can just use the basic ones, but yeah, I get you. I like that there's like, there's confusion amongst Japanese people where they have to like think about what you're describing to figure out which one it is. And so for things like, like you have to think for a second on like, even Japanese people see an item and they'll be like, now would I describe this using the counter for long objects or the generic one? Ich bin ein pelzig-füßiges, watashi no onamae wa Kage no Kitsune desu. Your name is the Shadow Fox? Do many people in Japan speak English? Not really. Especially not older people. Young people, they can understand English a lot of the time. If you like, because they teach English as like one of the main subjects in school. So a lot of young people can kind of understand spoken English, but the issue is the way they teach English over there is they don't teach English for practical use. They more teach it as a subject for examination. So a lot of they have barely any speaking practice. So when you're speaking to young people, it's like that you can talk to them in English and they might be able to understand what you're saying, but they will not speak back to you in English most of the time. Just because they are not comfortable with it. And the way that they're taught English in school a lot of the time is just like they learn vocab for tests and they learn rules so that they know how a sentence is meant to be structured. But they're pretty much never taught how to actually speak it in a proper conversation, which is sad. It's just an issue with the way their school system is. But I mean, it's better than most English-speaking countries where it's just, you're not even taught another language unless you opt in. No, Shadow Fox would be Kage Kitsune. Well, I mean, Kage no Kitsune. Well, I mean, you're a fox of the shadows. It's the same sort of thing. Japanese sounds like you're trying to riz someone up. I mean, you could probably say that about any language that you don't speak. Gonna stick with Spanish. I tried learning Spanish first year of uni. First year of uni, I was doing that was when I was starting Japanese. Well, actually, I guess I was continuing Japanese first year of uni, and I decided to do introductory Spanish as well. And like, I can see why people learn Spanish. It has a lot of things that are very similar to English, makes it easy to learn. But at least for me, it was too fucked up trying to learn two different languages at the same time. So I dropped that shit. I somehow managed to pass semester 1 with my elective in Spanish. I put that shit in my I put that credit in my degree, and I got the fuck out of there. Kage Kitsune could be a fox's shadow, which would be different than fox of shadow. Kage Kitsune, no, that is shadow fox. If you wanted a fox's shadow, then that'd be Kitsune no Kage. Because the particle not is like an apostrophe s. So if you want a fox's shadow, then you would put the Kitsune first, and then the you go Kitsune, and then no, and then shadow. So yeah, if you want it to be the fox's shadow, then the Kitsune needs to come first. Tiempos verbales. No, that's a fun time. One verb has about 70 versions. Yeah, when I was in my dorm, I had a lot of European friends in my dorm, and they were talking about how fucked up French is, especially with the way like conjugation in French works. With like, not only does the verb conjugate, but also like adjectives and shit. Like everything conjugates depending on tense and gender and all that sort of shit. And it's like, I don't want to touch that. That seems too fucked up for me. The sentence structure, I'm right, but the way they interpret it's not quite the same. Oh, I mean, sure, like in regular everyday spoken Japanese, you could look at something and go, kitsune kage. It all depends on context. Japanese is a very context-heavy language, so purely for this context of me reading like messages, I'm not getting the context of surrounding stuff. So I'm just reading it as is. But like, if we were looking at, well, actually no, but even still, kage kitsune would not work. So you could say kitsune no kage or kitsune kage, but if you want it to be a fox's shadow, the kitsune still needs to come first. Like, I'm sure a Japanese person could probably understand what you're saying, but yeah, I would still say that if you wanted to say, if you're saying it's the shadow of a fox, then kitsune still does need to come first. And from this point, from this position, I will not move. My dignity as a weeb and a Japanese major will not allow me. Your name in Japanese is Keidensu. I see. Oh, right, because you're Kaden or something. What's the Su coming from? In English, we have very specific words for everything, but Japanese is not as literal. Yes, context is super important. It is, yeah. Japanese is a very context-heavy language. Dog, your name is Cadence? Oh, okay. I see. Sorry. Okay. My bad. I got you, brother. Chat femboy has no Japanese translation. Oh no, not true. It'd be otokonoko. Brother, the Japanese gave us femboys. They have a word for it. Spoke to a Polish guy and he said English is a very hard language to learn. I can imagine that, yeah. I'm glad that I was born an English speaker because I would not want to learn English. English has rules that aren't rules, but if you don't use them, it sounds broken. Yeah. It's interesting speaking to English second language learners about English grammar, because they'll refer to things in like in English sentence structure with like technical terms that you don't like, which it just makes no sense to you, because the way you teach a second language is very different. Or the way you learn a second language is very different from the way you learn your first language. So it's like interesting to hear how people will like use terms to refer to certain things that you wouldn't even think about. Like, oh, I can't even think about it because like I can't even come up with an example because I don't have, because I learned English first language, but it was like, I don't remember who I was speaking to in my dorm, but it was interesting. Howdy, love the armor so far. Gonna be priming you with your new airbrush while you watch. Cool, nice. Thanks for popping in, Boom. Yeah, we're making progress. We're getting there, I think. I feel like every time I do something, though, I'm like, nah, I can do this better. And then I just redo it, which is a pain. But, we'll get there eventually, probably. This one spot here does not want to go smooth. I think I just need to stop trying to brush it until it dries, because I keep wiping away the paint before it can dry. Just be like a Russian and say as little as possible. Yes, very good. Yeah, I think I just need to let this dry, and then we can start trying to do other shit. Russians are the most chill people you'll ever meet, or be downright pain in the ass. I think you can probably say that about most people, though. Like, I think that you get that divide everywhere. I get what you're saying, though. Chat, you're gonna actually learn Russian. Any tips? As someone who has not learnt Russian, I cannot give any tips. I'm sorry. It depends on how, like, how all in you're gonna go on actually learning. Because I would say things like apps like Duolingo are fine for learning phrases. It's basically like a phrase book, Duolingo. Like, if you want to go somewhere for a holiday and you want like preset phrases to ask for shit, then things like Duolingo are good. If you want to actually learn the language, though, it's not that useful because it doesn't really teach you how to have a conversation. Bro, we had a massive fireworks show and you could see it from where you work, and you turned and asked a Russian guy what he thought, and he just replied, very nice. Beast. We either meet a chill Russian who'll be a nice person, or a downright menace to society and drink nodka, very, yeah, vodka, break your shit and play fucking loud music. What you're describing is a Slav. Thinking of converting some Skaven into AdMech for a friend since Europe plays 40k, but he loves the little rat man. That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, go for it. Yeah, I think we let this dry, and I think, honestly, we can keep the colors as is. I don't think we need to make this darker. Espanol, you're so fancy, you even have a Spanish keyboard. Yeah, I have, yeah, my computer's got like 5 keyboards on it. It's got English, Australia, US, German, Spanish, and Japanese, and it's a fucking pain if I like, I'm trying to think of what situations I accidentally do Alt-Shift in, but it, like, I will just sometimes accidentally end up on the wrong keyboard, and I'll be typing and shit is just not working. So, in the meantime though, while that dries, let's think about what we want to do for the symbols, because previously I had just, I'll see if I can grab it, one sec. Because I was working on... I was copying the chaos symbols on these transfer sheets. Yeah, I was working on the symbol. I was basically stealing the designs of these symbols. Just drawing them bigger and in red. That's what we had along here. But I wanted to clean up the strip first so that before we come back and do it again. But I'm not sure if I want to do them in the small format like that, where they're just kind of floating. Or if instead what we want to do is something more like this, where I blow them up, make them cover the bottom to top of the strip, and have them go the whole way along. What do you reckon? Because I think it'll look more like a band if we do this. I covered the symbols. I did, because the way it was really messy, the rest of the panel, and so I want to get a smooth finish before we then redo the panel nice and clean. So we will be putting the symbols back. It's just that the panel was a bit fucked. You're making your vote, and then you're going to design them after Space's choice from the Outer Worlds, because Space Walmart. I see. I have not played Outer Worlds. That was it by... Was it Obsidian? Is Obsidian the name of the company? The people who made Fallout New Vegas, wasn't it? Yeah, what do we reckon? Do we think just the small symbols like what we had before? Or like this sort of thing across the whole band? It was obsidian, right, okay. Dragged your ass to the desk now to suck it up and paint. Yeah, get into it, brother. You've done the hard part. While we think about this, I'm actually going to quickly fix up some of the metallics because I noticed some things like... yeah, where I missed some of the silver. By the way, I have to turn on live chat to see all the messages. That includes being able to see messages with real swearing. I'm pretty sure I do have live chat enabled. Like, it's just that... yeah, let's see if I go edit. Yeah, like I've got live chat enabled. I guess I can turn off comment moderation. Yeah, I've turned off comment moderation, so I guess maybe now it might not have the sketchy well, it might not filter out your fucked up messages now. But if I start to get like bots and that sort of shit, because YouTube is plagued with that, the moderation's going back on. Any tips on how to keep brushes from fraying? Is that normal wear and tear? I would say one of the biggest things is keep paint out of the ferrule of the brush. So one of the biggest causes of your brushes splitting will be if you get paint up into the metal part. So ideally, you want to only keep paint around from where my fingernail is back towards the tip. If you get paint up this way, it gets stuck in the ferrule, and then when it dries, it causes the hairs to split outwards, which is not what you want. So if you want your brushes to last, you want to, yeah, keep paint out of the metal part. Paint gets in the ferrule anyway, just by washing off paint in a cup. It does, but you can minimize how much is in there. And you just want to make sure when you, after you finish painting, you want to make sure you wash them out really well. So brush soap is very good, but when you're washing them, you just want to pull outwards, and you can get rid of the vast majority of them. Come on, haven't I ever been bothered? Well, come on, I haven't ever been bothered. You would think so, except on a lot of my videos, actually, especially the ones I was doing while I was in Japan, I would post the video, and within 20 minutes of the video going live, I would get those fucking bots which are just like, hey honey, check out pics in bio. And then all the fucking, the heart emojis and shit. That shit would just appear immediately on upload. And this is on my, this is when my channel was less than 200 subs. They just, the bots are just everywhere. I think I don't think I have too many other bits that I need to clean up on the silver. What, you don't think horny Russian women were actually just waiting for me? Maybe. Honestly, I should have contacted them. I think I missed out on a golden opportunity. Okay. Let's figure out these symbols again. Yeah, because we've got a few options for the symbols as well. The ones that we'd done initially were these ones here. I think that these ones down here are also quite cool. But these are... I feel like I would struggle to make these look nice and clean. Whereas these ones, I think, are much simpler, so they're easier to do. I guess because they're much more uniform, where these are not uniform, but they have very specific designs. I think that I could get, like, cool shit going with these if we wanted to try this sort of thing. I guess, and then there's also these ones down here. But at least for Thousand Sun symbols, they're more like these ones here that we'd be looking at. Can scam me in one sentence, Jeff the Killer. Mate, I am not 13 anymore. You're, like, 11 years too late to scam me with that. Okay, for this, I think... Let's try doing the large ones. Give me a time machine. Not happening. Update using an actual airbrush with the proper compressor is amazing. So excited right now. It is really satisfying using an airbrush. It took me a little while to set up the position of the needle on the airbrush correctly to get the flow right, but once you get it, it's really nice. Yeah, Chaos. Do not quote the ancient texts to me. I was there when they were written. Mate, I was playing shit like Slender when it came out. That was like what people in my class were playing during during maths and stuff. Cartoon Cat, Siren Head. I mean, half of this shit is just like memes. Long Horse. What is okay, a lot of these are like things I haven't even heard of half this shit now. Creepypastas have gotten quite odd in my time away. Long Horse. Sad what happened to the OGs. I mean, I don't even like. I was never really even like a huge creepypasta guy. I was like, people in my class would be like, "Look at this, Jack! It's so cool," and I'd be like, "It's." I mean, it's a thing. Eyeless Jack, not familiar with it. Yeah, I've like my exposure to creepypastas is only like the main ones, like Jeff the Killer and like Slender. I can't even think of any others that I was exposed to. Long Horse and Siren Head are both art pieces made by Trevor Henderson. I see. Hello everyone. Hey Gavin, how you going? Your grey pile of shame is growing not out of not wanting to paint, but out of not having the paints. I see. My grey pile of shame grows out of neither issue, but simply because I'm buying more I'm buying minis faster than I'm painting them. I want to paint them, I have the paints, but I also find other things that I want to paint. Yeah, I think this will be good. I think this style of the symbols will be really good. Let's try doing one like this, and if we like it, then we'll draw out the rest. Hey guys, hey Shells, how you going, Depresso? I might need to swap to a smaller brush for this. But we'll just see how clean we can make these lines first. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna swap to a smaller brush because I don't want to fuck this up. Don't want to hear it. You 3D print your figures, your hobby shop is in your basement, and there's no one to tell you to stop printing. See, that seems like a dangerous path for me to go down. I know I'll get there eventually, but I want to avoid that as long as possible. With regards to 3D printing, how hard is it to get into? Have an update on the barnacle situation? Now you have several scars on your legs from the cuts. I see. And didn't get infected? Because this is about when you were swimming and you hit a log, wasn't it? Able to confirm no infections. That's good. That's probably the most important thing. Did you stick it in the barnacles too? Is that just Shelly who does that? What is this slander? Holy shit, Commissar. Chill. What? I don't need you to project onto me. Like, you can just come out and say it. You don't need to use me as a proxy for your fantasies. 3D printing is easy enough to get into, but hard to master. You have to for now might upgrade to resin next year. A lot of people refuse to paint minis on FDM. You had to take weeks to dial or dial your settings in. The figures you're painting now are nowhere near as good as the ones you're currently printing. I see. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's one of the things that's sort of keeping me from getting a 3D printer, is I've got so many other hobbies that I feel like I just don't have the time to really figure out how to get nice prints. I think it'd just be a bit of a waste of money for me. More than a bit upset right now. I lost several of your old paintings from last year, including one very nice piece of a velvet ant done in oils. Oh, that sucks. How'd you lose them? Was it just they've just gone missing, or they get damaged? If you don't mind me asking. Xenomorph seem Commissar. Commissar. Chill. Get out of here, Fly. Why are you still here? Had them stored at your school atelier and renovations happened over the summer. Seems the workers moved them and no one can find them. Oh, that's fucked. You've gone like 5 streams without bringing up the alien stuff. Leave you. Like, okay, look, I understand you need an outlet. I'm sorry. I know that this is your happy place. I'm sorry for persecuting you here. eat the fly plant's biomass. Like, I'm not that freaky. I'm not gonna intentionally eat a fly, much less live on stream. Just like crunch it into the microphone. Alright, Commissar, that was quite the accusation you just threw out there and then retracted. Is there something, do you have some evidence to substantiate that claim, or are you just trying to see if he's paying attention? Okay, good night, you heading off, Nocturnal? I'll see you later, mate. What about for the biomass? I mean, I didn't eat a lot for breakfast this morning, so I could go for a snack, you know? Maybe a fly is just what I need. You've eaten crickets before, they're good with vinegar? Yeah, I mean, I have a friend who, he sometimes gets, like, bags of, those sorts of things, like, mealworms and crickets and stuff, that are, like, dried and, like, seasoned with herbs and stuff. I haven't tried them before, but it seems like it'd be interesting to give a shot. Miyagi, that shit with 2 paintbrushes. I feel like it'd be harder to do with 2 paintbrushes as opposed to 2 chopsticks. Am I catching them with the bristles or with the heels of the brush? Yeah, I think this will be good. I just need to smooth out the result. Need to clean up the edges a bit. But yeah, I think this will be good. We get a few of these going along the length of it. I think this will be a bit better than the smaller ones that were just kind of floating. Really good freehand, thank you. The texture on it is a little bit iffy, so I'm gonna get a bit of the red on my wet palette now and really water it down now that I've got the base of it done, and we'll like, since I've got the shape done, now I can just go with some thin coats that I've watered down on my wet palette just to smooth it out a little bit. here we are. This will make it a lot better. Just need to be careful not to mess up the edges. By the way, I looked away for a second. What is going on in chat at the moment? What's this about? Underage minors? Like iron miners? Who is in the Industrial Revolution at the moment? Your lawyer has advised you to be clear that no statements are cast towards Theo. me, I'm industrial. That is not what you want to be saying during the Industrial Revolution. That is how you get sent into a coal mine shaft as a 6-year-old. Deep into the earth to like to mine out coal, load it up onto a minecart, and then push it back out. Rather a Tau girl, sister of battle, or Eldar girl? I mean, it's the Eldar, isn't it? Like, they know how to get their freak on. Drukari, maybe there might be a bit too much freak there. I don't know if I want to go that far. I think I'd stick with like the tasteful amount of freak. I don't want to let it get to the point where I'm in physical danger. Yeah, but the Tau girl would be so giving. I mean, yeah, like, the Tau girl would be the most wholesome one, surely. Like, she'd just be really nice. What a neurothictor. This is just like me for real. Theo's just like me for real, my brother. Theo, please, I cannot afford to lose you to the dark side. Please. I can't have 2 commissars in chat. Space commies, no, they'll just co-opt your stuff and your labors. Tower waifu's worst waifu. No, look, she could be from the Enclaves. She's from the Farside Enclaves, and you're chilling. It's just like the easy way out. You just pick the Farside Enclaves, and you're chilling. They're just nice out there. They're just cool guys. Okay, I think we're probably happy with how this has turned out for the most part. Maybe a little bit more on this bottom left one. There we are. I think we do a few more of those and that'll be good. Do we want to do them? Do you think I should do them in the same symbol? Or like a few of those just repeated along it, or a few or some different symbols. Honestly, the Eldari mummy on the dinosaur would be cool. As long as the dinosaur isn't getting involved, I'm chilling. Love the eye, by the way. Yeah, thank you. What's even worse, you can still pick up that bin bag, non-recycled plastic. What the hell? What's this in reference to? Sorry, Troy? But yeah, what do we think? Because so as far as these go, that's the third one that I just did. I think we could probably afford to do a few different symbols. Yeah, let's do a few different ones. Different? Yeah, okay. Why did I think of the dinosaur getting involved though? Because you mentioned the dinosaur. Like, what is the difference between an Exodite Eldar girlfriend and a regular Eldar girlfriend? Like, the only difference is the dinosaur. Okay, so for this, we want to be down to about there. It's like a bike ride, but cooler. Plus, if she has a dino as a pet, that's so hot. I see. Okay. No, the Exodite's a hippie. True. I'm getting compelling arguments from both sides here. How am I doing the pencil work? What do you mean? How am I doing the pencil work? I'm gently sketching out the edges of the bits that I want to do. I'm just gently sketching it out in pencil first, so that I don't have to worry too much about everything later on, just so that I have a guide to go off. This is a bit of a pain though, hang on. I'm gonna have to clean this up. Oh, I got something in my eye. This is really annoying. Keep like trying to... There we are. There's the offender. I think that was it, that little, that eyelash. Oh. Okay, I think I'm good now. Okay, and so we'll bring this down to about halfway. Down to about here. And then this out to about here. Next Tyranid stream when? Not sure. We'll, so I've got a few things that I'm working on here. Right now we've got the the Knight and the Skaven. But yeah, I do want to get back to doing more Tyranids. Just haven't figured out when. This symbol is, by the way, this symbol is nightmarish. I am struggling. I got the Leviathan box. Do the Screamer? I mean, I've got the Screamer pre-built. Like, he's sitting on my desk, so he will probably be the next one. Domain no Kakudai, Elder, yeah, no Mugen no Backshot, Takataka, Otakatai, what, Tatakai no Shimai, Tyrannid, そして熱い紫色の目のケイリアンの女性。Murasaki. Oh, Murasaki iro no mino. Okay. Yeah. Domain no kakudai? What do you mean by domain no kakudai? I don't like a few of those there. I mean, Sisters of Battle is just chill. Tyranids. I mean, I'd probably take the hot purple-eyed Acadian girl, no? Although the Atsui that you used there is not the correct hot. In that case, Atsui is hot as in, like, ow, I've gotten burned hot. Like, that's owie, that's hot owie, not like sexy lady hot. It said that is domain expansion. If you want domain expansion as in like Jujutsu Kaisen's domain expansion, that's Ryoiki Tenkai. I think we can probably make this work and then clean up the pencil marks afterwards. Knight size versus Screamer Killer size. The Knight is bigger. A decent bigger at that. Like the Scream is big, but the Knight is just girthy. Like the Screamer is about the size of the Knight's torso. By the way, throughout Warhammer, you're alone on the honored one. I see. Nice. I cannot like see any of the I alone am the honored one things without thinking of the regular show meme with Muscle Man. You know who else is the honored one? With the shopper issue, it's like watching a kid do what we do to a hobby item. But industry is a power to buck shareholder management for cost, not a system cost. You're a very political type, right? Feels really fucking weird to just be chilling, painting, and chatting after 2 weeks of fighting for every necessity. Think you're still in shock. Yeah, that genuinely that seems like such a fucked up experience. Just like complete break from regular life. Just like everything is fucked. And then just going back, I can fully understand like the whiplash you'd be getting. You good in there, Theodore? What is happening in chat? Are you guys like? What is this RP? The it's a little bit too watered down here. Bros tweaking, they are. I don't know what they have, but I want some of that. I want what they're on. Once we get this mostly blocked out, we'll swap to the smaller brush. Just to try to clean it all up and smooth it out. Okay. Yeah, I'll swap to the smaller brush now and just try to clean all of this up. Can't believe Game Freak made one of your favorite Pokemon, Typhlosion, a creep. What did they do to Typhlosion? What? What do you mean they made Typhlosion a creep? You made an entry story of Typhlosion of him kidnapping a little girl. I see. Nice. Why? I made an entire story, not entry story, an entire story of Typhlosion of him kidnapping a little girl. I see, but why did they make an entire story about him kidnapping a girl? You don't know. Okay, they just felt like it. I see. Typhlosion just getting done dirty. Oh, I've just noticed this now, and I can't unsee it. It's off center. What technique am I picking? 10 Shadows belongs to Commissar. I'm gonna upset you guys. I'm not a huge Jujutsu Kaisen fan, so like I've watched the anime. That's about it. I haven't read the manga at all. So I can't really engage too much. Honestly, the whole surviving a hurricane thing still doesn't feel real, despite the fact that you're now printing like a Michigan militiaman, especially keeping 3 kids and your irresponsible mum alive. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, I could not imagine, like, being through a storm like that. Like, we get floods here in Brisbane, but it's not like houses, like roofs being ripped off houses or anything. It's just like, it just rains for like a month straight, and then like roads get sealed off and shit. It's not like the wind is actually just fucking destroying the city. Just don't get that weather here. Snowstorms the last few days, yes. Hurricanes, no. It was a once in a 1,000-year event. It was just your shitty luck to be here when it happened. That is crazy. And this symbol is such a pain to build out because it's like a lot of round edges and stuff, which I'm really bad at. I'm really bad at making like smooth, round freehand. Although, do I read any manga? No, I'm not really a manga reader. I watch anime and I've read a few light novels, but I don't really read manga. Yeah, I've got too many hobbies to add reading manga to the list. Like, on top of watching anime, reading books, playing games, painting, working, like, I just don't have the time. Oh, you thought I meant I've read some Jujutsu Kaisen? No, I've watched the anime for Jujutsu Kaisen. I haven't read any of it. Slowly building up the layers on this. Hopefully it'll look good eventually. Oh, have I seen season 2? I have. Season 2 was not the most impressive showing from Mappa. Yeah, was not a huge fan of Season 2. Season 1 was really good, but Mappa has been... I've lost a lot of respect for Mappa as a studio after all the shit of, like, working conditions and then seeing, like, what happened to Season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen as well, just because of what they've been doing to their poor animators. Like, yeah, I was not a fan of Season 2. Haven't seen Season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. It's a mess. There's some really cool shit that happens in it, but on the production side of things, it struggled a lot. And it was like, I had a feeling that something was going on at Mappa from like the first or second episode of Season 2, because I saw this like really weird 3D 2D blend shot that they used in the scene where the it's like at the very start where they're like in the haunted house or whatever it is. There's this one really weird 3D 2D blend shot where the teacher with the scar on her face, she like panics and runs to she's in one of the rooms and then she panics and turns and runs to the door. And it looks fucking horrendous. Just that one shot, I saw it and I was like, oh no, this season is not going to go well. Man, if you work for Mappa, kiss your life goodbye. Yeah, oh, holy shit. I looked away for a second and there was a lot of stuff I missed. Parasite feed are done now. Just need to do some minor cleanup and you can take a break from days for a while. Nice. Show feet? I don't think I'll be showing my... Look, feet reveal might be a little while away. Maybe you want, like, maybe we get a Patreon up and running. We can have, like, monthly feet posting. How about that? Would you pay for that? Utahime. Yeah, it was Utahime, yeah. Would I be so kind as to let you take me over how many nudes you've painted? Go for it. How much have you done, Sunju? Okay, I think just about clear on this one. 18 total, 11 Neuro, 6 Leapers, and a Winged Prime. I see. Been on the grind. Hey, I reckon we're probably chill for this now. I reckon this is enough work on this symbol. We can always clean it up some more later, but I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, I need a stretch. Okay. So, that's 2 symbols done. 4 more. It's only taken us 2 hours. Damn it. This is looking really nice though. I like how this looks. I think this is better than the small symbols. I think that'll be really cool once we get them all down that side as well. I think this will be really nice. So I think maybe we do, so 3 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then maybe we do 1 at the back here. Maybe. Just gonna have a quick drink. At 30 Termagants, 2 Rippers, 2 Leapers, 1 Psychophage, and the Swarm Lord Prime all in the way. I see. So a big one is so much easier than a bunch of small guys. It's much more satisfying to paint a big dude than a bunch of little dudes. I'll give you that much. So hard to do lines on Tiny Chitin. Yeah. Okay, now for this last one, it's gonna be a diamond in the middle, surrounded by a large outside diamond. I guess we'll start by doing the internal diamond, and then work around it. It's probably the best way to go about it. Screamer Killer and Tony Termagants should be arriving tomorrow. Not going to build them for a while as you want a Carnifex head for your Screamer Killer instead of a bald head guy. You don't like male pattern baldness Carnifex? You'll be bald soon. You'd rather not see it every time you look at your Tyranids. The way of the world. Yeah, baldness will come for all of us eventually. Okay. Think we should be able to make this work. We'll do all of this with the small brush, rather than going big brush first into small brush. Yesterday you were going to a hobby store and you saw some pretty cool metallics from Turbo Dork. I haven't heard of Turbo Dork. Also, who's going to tell you that Econ Effects is only 40 pounds, expecting it to be a lot more? Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of special minis, like standalone minis, which you expect to be a lot more expensive than they actually are. And then on the other side of things, there are a lot of batches of like 6 tiny minis, which you're expecting to be dirt cheap, and they cost you an arm and a leg. You meant Tyrannofex, even bigger bastard? I see. 3-blade card cost almost of that, cost almost is the same as the Tyrannofex. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, you'll get some factions, they have like tiny minis which will cost you a fortune, and then other factions will have huge minis which are just dirt cheap. I think the paint that I have on my wet palette has started to get really thin. I'm having to sort of be a bit more careful because otherwise it'll run and I'll end up with bits that really do not look nice. In no world should a generic Space Marine character cost the same as a Neurolictor. They should be cheaper. Unfortunately, we live in that world. James Workshop demands your tribute. Yeah, I think as long as I can build this up to be nice and solid, I think this one will be okay. Just a matter of getting the symbols to be clean. Once we get the outside bit nice and even, then I'll figure out the correct shape for the internal diamond. Hey, I think this should probably be good for the shape of the outside section. So I'll just build it up now. Okay, we'll let that dry for a little bit. Coming along nicely though. Just need to do the little internal diamond. I guess we'll work on that while we let the outside diamond dry. This one we got to be very careful with because there's no going back if we mess it up. Okay. It's decent, so now we just need to build up all these layers to make it nice and bright. But I think this will be good. It's turning out alright. Yeah, this is coming along quite well. And I can't wait to finish this so that I can do it all again. Why do I do this to myself? Because hopefully, once we finish this top panel, we won't have to do any more crazy detailed shit like this. Like, there'll still be some symbols for other panels, but hopefully this will be the worst of it. Because I love it like most of us. I do love it, but it's just like, I love it, but at the same time, it's so disheartening that I've been working on this one part of the mini for weeks now. Hey. That should be good. That should be good. So how are we looking? It's our first 3. I just need to do it all again now. Awesome. Yay. Yippee. I think it'll be really good though, once we get it down this side. Oh, I need a stretch. Oh. Why is not a single person painted House Orlac on the Dominus Knight properly? They all chuck random white arrows that throw the entire scheme off. I see. Yeah, hang on. I need to do this, make myself feel like I'm making progress. This is where we're at the moment. We're getting there. We are making progress. Slowly but surely. What's the little hole between the top 2? It's a little hole. It's got like a metallic thing in it. We haven't painted the metallic on it yet, but like once we finish all of the heraldry, then we're gonna come through with a tiny brush and do all the rivets in metallic, and we're gonna do that, and yeah, there's a lot of shit that we need to do still. Can I show Knight versus Screamer? Sure. I'm gonna take the panel off the Knight while I set this up because I don't want to accidentally have it fall off and land in my paint. But we've got Knight. I guess I can. There's Knight. There's the Screamer Killer. So it's a bit bigger than the Screamer. %-ish of the height. Yeah, it's about the size of the torso. Yeah, because if I have just the torso here, it's about half the size. Man, so much work going into this bloody thing. Pain. I wish they had included the cast version of the legs in the Imperial Knights kit. Yeah, but then they couldn't sell a separate kit now, could they, Sanju? They need to make money wherever they can. Okay, so now let's just sketch out these symbols for this side. 6 months later. That's awfully generous. Only 6 months? We're gonna be here for years, Troy. For 500, get the Knight Christmas box? Fuck that. No. I'm not getting the Knight Christmas box. I don't need another one of these fuckers plus armigers. No thank you. Not for a while, at least. You should. Armigers are real. No, I've got too many minis. I will try to get some of the Christmas boxes. Some, I'm like, no. I will try to get at least one of the Christmas boxes. The Knights one is not on my radar. Then do Necrons unless I have a Void Dragon. Yeah, the Necrons one I'm looking at because the Void Dragon is cool as hell. I'm looking at the Necrons and the Tau. They're my main ones. Like the Dark Angels one is cool, but the issue is that I'm not I like Dark Angels, but I'm not a huge fan of Space Marines in general. Lies, I need one for each Chaos God. This is a great way to fight inflation, plus also have little henchmen, night guard, bodyguards for each of my 4 big knights. You have a way with words, Francois. You're a dangerous man. I will hold off for the time being. I'm going to hold strong, I promise. I still have a month to save up. Again, money is not the issue, Francois. Money is not the issue. That should be good. First one. Ramen noodles and 1 meal a day is winning. Who was it who was talking about 1 meal a day plus snackos? Was that also you? Hey, look who it is. It's my biggest fan. Guy's been here all day. And he was here all stream last stream. Eat him. He's chilling. He's chill. The more you look at Tyranids, the more you notice just how much Space Marine characters are fucked. Why is Ezreal basically the same price as the Pyrovore? Because money. James Workshop knows that people will pay any price for their funny Space Marine. Hey. That's 2 symbols outlined. Now this third one is fucked. I'm really bad at this. This one was a nightmare. It looks good from the front like that, but it was a nightmare. So the thing, it's about this wide, so we go from here to here. And then out to here. Actually, it's out to about, yeah, out to about here, and then it goes up to here. Is that a rot fly? It's a regular fly. I don't have anything rotting in my room. I do not live in filth, for the most part. Nurgle says otherwise. Like, I am not plagued anymore. I have at least 2 days of not being deathly ill before the disease comes back. And so I get about 2 millimeters of blue before the bottom of the slope. So we go about how thick is it? It's about the width of the pencil lead. So we go there. It comes up to about here. This one is going to be a nightmare to paint because of the panel that's in the middle of it. This is an absolute pain. I can barely see the marks that I'm making. Think we've done all right though. Okay. I think we should be right for our symbols sketched out. Oh, hang on, not quite. Bring this across here. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Oh, man. Oh, this is such a, such a tedious section we're doing, but I think it'll turn out well when we paint it in. By the way, did I build the back of the knight? I have. So if I come around here, that's with, like, I've done all of the chassis. So it should look good once we have all the panels on. And I'll probably get some washes on it and dirty, like, well, not some washes just to get some shading on it here and there. But yeah, most of the underlying parts are done. It's just all the painful stuff on the surface that we're working on at the moment. Where are the exhaust pipes? So I still need to paint them. So these bits, the exhaust pipes and the rockets that will go on the top do still need to be painted. Looking great. Yeah, thank you. It's it is a process. We're getting there bit by bit. I think I'm gonna need to put some fresh red paint on the wet palette because the stuff that we've got there has turned pretty much completely to liquid. Yeah, we'll build up the outside edges of the symbol first and then we'll work our way in. Because I haven't figured out exactly where the borders of the diamond are going to be. We'll sort of figure it out as we get a feel for how thick each section is. Sanju, can you explain what you think what you find to be big bug? The simplest response. The simplest but most honest response. Okay, the diamond in the middle is going to have to be pretty small. I think I've accidentally made the red section quite thick. So there's not going to be a whole lot of blue in the middle. Unfortunately. That's a my bad. Okay, we are getting there. Just clean up the edges of this diamond a little bit, and then we'll move on and do the little internal one. Sorry about the lack of commentary here. I'm just focusing quite a bit on trying to make sure the edges of this are nice and clean. How do I feel about the convo that you and Sanji are having at the moment? I don't really have much of an opinion because I'm not super into the tabletop side of this. So yeah, I don't really know much about army composition and that sort of thing. Okay, and so now we should be able to do the internal diamond. Okay. I think this is looking pretty good for this one. Just clean up the edges a little bit. Cool. Accidentally went a little bit outside the bounds on this section, so I need to widen the line a little bit. So I don't want it to be round. I want to keep it sort of diamond shaped. Theodore's trying to milk your wallet dry. It's crying already. Yeah, what is happening? Are you getting talked into buying more minis? Would cost about $586.80 US. What the fuck? What are you trying to make him buy, Theodore? don't need to talk someone into buying into not buying minis. You just have to make them feel like they have permission. True. Once you learnt that I have more of a backlog from a single box than you have total, I felt okay with buying another 20 Demogons. Am I guilty here? Am I part of the problem? £450. That is too much money. That is too much. What the fuck? It's like 30,000 Australian dollars. Was that, what did you miss? You fell asleep, just woke up. Did I buy the Warlord Titan? Hey Silver, I did not buy the Warlord Titan. Thanks for asking though. I think we're only about 9,500 subscribers away from that Warlord Titan. So we're almost there, really. Like, we're closer to 10,000 subscribers than we are to 1 million, so if we look at it from that perspective, we're really close. You mean 500, right? That is not happening at 1K. 1K is the drinking stream. $1 million beers subspecial? What? Is this saying I drink 1 million beers? Manta costs $2,000 US. I do it for 2,000 subs. I don't think I'll be doing that. If I do these sorts of insanely expensive milestones, this channel will run me run me bankrupt. $2K build for 2K subs. That sets a very dangerous precedent. Build something equal in value to the number of subs. No thanks. I don't think there's ever a point where that becomes sustainable. It's bad. You're already forgetting what models you own. Welcome. Welcome. It's only downhill from here, Sanju. You always forget you own a Repulsor Executioner since it's sat there collecting dust and hasn't been painted. Yeah, I've got several minis which I have built and primed that have been sitting on my desk for a very long time that I just haven't painted. Haven't even gotten close to painting them. Right, your back is burning with the fire of 1,000 suns. This guy's face will have to wait until tomorrow. 1,000 suns, you say? No, yeah, there's... my back is getting a little sore from hunching over the desk. I obviously haven't set my chair to the right height for the stream. I always fuck around with it, and sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. You said you were done buying miniatures as you walked into the hobby shop and walked out with your kids' college fund spent on one miniature. Classic. But the question is, was it a cool miniature? Yes. That's all that matters. Thanks for the hangout. It was a nice return to normalcy, and don't think you would have made it through the whole thing sane without you guys chat with. Look, thanks for hopping by, Aaron. I hope things slowly get better for you. Yeah, that sounds like you've been through some insane shit. Hang in there, mate. You'd go over the runes with a mix of with a white and then a mix of orange and yellow to make them look like they're glowing. Yeah, that might be cool. Yeah, I'll see what they look like once we finish just the first coat on them with the red, and then I might do something like that. See you later, Aaron. Thanks for hopping by. Oh shit, I accidentally made a mess with the bottom bit there. What's my favorite kit that I've got sitting on my shelf, unloved, unpainted? Oh man, you ask some cruel questions. I've got, there's a Kairos Fate Weaver that I really want to paint. I really want to build and paint him, but I haven't yet. I reckon that'll be absolutely sick, but I just haven't touched it. And then there's also a third-party Magnus model, which I really want to paint, that I just haven't. So those are probably my two favorite unloved, unpainted models sitting on my shelf. That was a cruel question to ask, though. What about you, Sonny? Have you got how many kits have you got sitting on the shelf that you want to do that you like? Yeah, what is it that you've been putting off that you really want to paint though? I can't be the only person that has to answer this shit. Reflect on your actions. Knight Dominus is calling you, but you're currently speeding through Leviathan Dreadnought, finishing your first chunk of Tyranids and 3 Eliminators, Armorcast Phantom Titan. So Shells, how to answer your question? What model / kit would I want right now? Can't sell. I don't know. As far as models that I want at the moment, the Void Dragon is really cool. Yeah, I think I might say Necron Void Dragon. Yeah, I'd say the Void Dragon or the Lion are probably the 2 models at the moment that I'm most interested in that I don't have. Maybe with my next sub milestone, I dust one of those bad boys off. I mean, still don't paint it, but I've thought about it. Yeah, I mean, I want to get this fucking Knight done before 500 so that I can do either Magnus or Kairos for the 500 milestone. But the issue is, it's taken me almost 200 subs just to paint this dude. This was my 300 milestone. This is fucked up. I am so slow. I just realized that this was the 300 milestone. Like, I thought, oh yeah, 400. Yeah, no, I've been painting this thing for like 160 subscribers now, something like that. Do a Screamer for the Hive Mind, very simple. The Screamer Killer is there, but I've got so many minis that I want to paint. This part's gonna be awkward to do because I'm not sure if I should get the red in the recesses. I think probably don't get the red in the recesses and just leave the blue going underneath. We'll see how it looks though. Fly has just landed on my arm again. There he is. Actually, let me touch him with the brush. That was surprising. Yeah, if that fly gets too close again, I'm gonna paint him red. Make him easy to bite it. Stop. He's done nothing wrong. Flemgo the Fly, is that his name? Oh man, this is such a painful part of the mini to paint. Flamingo the Fly, what's a bug like you doing on an arm like this? I'm not trying to pick him up. I'm not Commissar, I'm not a bug fucker. You're once again asking how many Space Marines would it take to kill / beat Rhino the Warframe. I've said this before, but I'm not super. I'm really not too familiar with Warframe power scaling, so I cannot say. Rhino stomp with strength, no magic bends time. I see. Thing is, if that is the case, then I don't really think the comparison can be made, because I think the laws of physics behave differently between 40k and Warframe. No real world physics? What do you mean by that? What do you mean no real world physics? Oh shit, I hope that didn't just smear it. They have real world physics, Rhino is just that strong. No, but the issue we have is that I haven't seen Rhino's stomp that bends time, but I know for a fact that when he does it in game, it does not destroy everything in the immediate area around him, which means that is not real world physics. Like, that does not collapse like the environment. Do I know how antimatter works? I do not. I can guess, based on the fact that it's called antimatter, it probably is meant to destroy matter. In lore, not in game comparison. Right. I wasn't aware that Warframe had lore outside of the game. Oh shit. I just slipped and made a bit of an oopsie. Once that dries, you'll need to come back through with our blue and go over that. When antimatter reacts with matter, 100% of its mass gets turned into energy. It's the most efficient form of energy if it wasn't so fucked to get antimatter. I see. Still going strong, I see. Yeah, we're getting there. Still plugging away. We're probably gonna finish up once I finish with these symbols. But we should still probably be going for a little while at least. I'm so nervous that the paint's gonna fall into the recesses and just block everything up. This is a little bit stressful. We're kind of making progress on this. There we are. This is coming together slowly. Got over just over 4 hours before you need to head out the door, so you can keep going at least that long. I don't think I've got another 4 hours in me. Sorry, Kevin. I am very quickly burning through my sanity with these symbols. It's getting there. I think this is looking good. Just need to clean up some of the parts where it looks a bit iffy. Like here. Never just tanked a human meal's worth of Earth colliding with a man. Look at the power scaling, he proud tells you like the art. Yeah, Warframe power scaling does seem a little bit insane. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. One controls time, one controls the dead. Yeah, look, not gonna lie, I kind of miss when Warframe came out. I played it back then. I miss when the Warframes were like, this guy has a sword. This one controls, this one has magnetism. This one's really strong. I miss when it was simple like that. Boomer Warframe take. Okay, I think we're just about done with this symbol. Yeah, that's looking quite good, I think. Yeah, I think we're doing well. So we'll just clean up some of the mistakes like down here, and then we'll probably call it. Update, you're defo going to buy a printed chest whenever you make your Hive Tyrant? Yeah, why is that? Is there enough bits in the box to make the two winged, or to make the winged and regular go? Oh, I see, okay. Hey. I reckon that is probably enough painting for the day. I am tired. I'm tired, boss. Ugh. Oh, we're making progress bit by bit. Oh, I just need to stretch. Okay, so yep, today we have managed to. We cleaned up these side strips here. So these are the stripes. And then we've gone and we've redone these symbols. And I think we've done a pretty good job with them. They're not perfect, but I don't think we're gonna succeed in making anything perfect here. So I think this is good enough. So I think it'll all come together pretty well. We'll probably get one on the back there at some point. We'll figure it out as we go, though. But yeah, I am happy to call it for the day here. Almost 4-hour stream, so not a bad one. Better than the last one, because I think the last one we only did like 3 hours or so. But yeah, I'm going to call it here in any case. Thanks for dropping by, guys. I think we've got another stream tomorrow, and then it won't be until Saturday for our last stream of the week. And I will try to see if I can put together a video to release on Saturday. I've got it on the schedule, but no promises. It's almost 1 in the morning. Okay, go to sleep, Theodore. But yeah, anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for hopping by. Yeah, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.